Here is the news, and President Bola Tinubu has departed Lagos for Europe in continuation of his end-of-year break and ahead of his official trip to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The president took off from Murtala Mohammed International Airport this Sunday afternoon. Presidential advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, stated that President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, invited President Tinubu to participate in the 2026 edition of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week Summit, which will take place in the Emirate early in January. The week-long summit is an annual event that mobilizes leaders from government, business, and society to chart the next era of sustainable development. Now, with the theme, The Nexus of Next All Systems Go, ADSW is aimed at connecting ambition with action across innovation, finance, and people, showcasing how the world can't move forward with confidence. Now, the presidential advisor adds that President Tinubu will return to the country after the summit. The management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, says it is now prepared to proceed to the next phase of the Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline project in 2026. The NNPCL Group Chief Executive Officer, Bashir Ujulari, says the next phase is to connect the main line of the project, which will supply gas to power industries in the northern parts of the country. The GCEO revealed this after briefing President Bola Tinubu in Lagos on the end-of-year 2025 performance and strategic priorities for 2026. Mr. Julari, through the inspiration and support of the President, the NNPCL has recorded improvement in crude oil production from 1.5 million barrels per day in 2024 to over 1.7 million barrels per day. Now, the gas production is now over 7 million standard cubic feet per day, an improvement from the 6.5 million standard cubic feet per day recorded in 2024.
We've been able to successfully complete the welding of the main line of the AKK. You remember sometimes in summer we were able to cross the River Niger, which has been a struggle for many years. By completing this main line, what that means now is that we can begin to connect, make all the connections to the main line, which we will do in the earlier parts of next year. And why that is very important is that that brings gas in its full form into the northern part of Nigeria. We're looking at Kaduna, Kano, and also, of course, Ajaokuta and Abuja, where we begin to see industrialization, we begin to see industrial park taking gas for gas-based industry, fertilizer plants, as well as generating power. So those are some of the achievements we've achieved this year. I think for next year, I think the conversations in terms of our key priorities, the most important part again is to focus on increasing production. When we say increasing production, it sounds simple, but there's a lot that goes into it. It means attracting the right investment to increase production, whether it's oil or gas. And next year, we're hoping to, achieve at least 1.8 million barrels, per day, again, stepping up from where we are this year in terms of oil production, as well as further increase in terms of gas production as well.
The president reiterated his expectation to improve oil production to 2 million barrels per day by 2027. And the federal government of Nigeria, through the Ministry of Livestock Development, has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening the livestock sector across the country. Omar Jim Barima reports that the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, made this known during an official visit to Borno State, where he assessed ongoing livestock development initiatives.
Upon his arrival in Maiduguri, the minister toured several feedlots in Jere local government area, where he observed that Borno State possesses all it takes to compete on global stage in cattle and livestock production.
Ministry of Livestock Development at the federal level is poised to work hand in gloves with every government at the state and federal and local level, as well as every other actor in the livestock sector, to make sure that we push this agenda of Mr. President under the renewed agenda of livestock forward.
The cattle rearers revealed that thousands of bulls are reared annually in the state and appealed to the federal government for increased support to further strengthen the sector. The Minister of Livestock Development assured them of the federal government's continued support at the grassroots level, emphasizing that food security, job creation, rural development, peace building and social cohesion remain key priorities in the ministry. While in Garnam Ruga settlement established by Borno State government, the minister commended the massive investments made to complement federal efforts in promoting cattle and livestock rearing. Meanwhile, during interactions with stakeholders, the minister assured them that with sustained efforts and strategic planning, foreign countries would increasingly depend on Borno State and Nigeria for the exportation of meat, milk and other livestock products, considering the growing global demand. In Maiduguri, Umar Jimbarima, NTA News.
And the Minister of Works for State, Mohammed Bello, has described infrastructure development as a critical catalyst for expanding horizons and enablers of commerce, education, healthcare, security, and social integration. At a public function in Sokoto State that brought together professionals, Grunyo emphasized that Nigeria's development journey depends largely on how effectively professionals translate knowledge into solutions and individual success into collective impact. He explains that Nigeria needs a network of professionals both at home and in the diaspora to achieve implementation of the development roadmap of the current administration. He also assures Nigerians that President Tinubu is committed to completing the 4 legacy road projects, including the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road and the Sokoto-Badagry Super Highway. All right, time to check sports update, and Francesca Belay joins me now, standing in for Bade Adelaya, who's chasing live analysis of the ongoing AFCON in Lagos. Francesca, it's good to have you with us. Right now, Cameroon is taking on defending champions Côte d'Ivoire. Of course, Algeria won, Burkina 1-0. But let's talk about Nigeria. How do you summarize, what happened last night?
Well, I think the Super Eagles have been very impressive, but they need to sustain the momentum in order to bring back the trophy this time.
We wish them luck. Take it away then.
All right, welcome to Sports Updates. Now, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are turning their attention to their final Group C match against Uganda's Cranes on Tuesday, following the dramatic 3-2 victory over Tunisia that sealed the qualification for the round of 16. Nigeria showed resilience and attacking quality in the win for Tunisia, coming from difficult moments to secure all 3 points and confirm progression in the competition. Head coach Eric Chell praised the players for their fighting spirit, but insists there is still room for improvement, urging the team to maintain focus and intensity ahead of the clash between them and Uganda.
I think this game was better than the first, and I hope that the third game will be better than the second. So thank you very much. I will try to be very happy with my player for this victory, because we have a third game in 2 days. So.
Meanwhile, the second round of group matches of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco continued this Sunday as Algeria progressed to the knockout stage after seeing of Burkina Faso in hard-fought 1-0 win to top Group E. Elsewhere in Group E, Sudan claimed their first AFCON win since 2012 and took a significant step towards the knockout stage as Sokoko's own goal condemned Equatorial Guinea to their 2 successive defeats. Mozambique secured its first ever AFCON win in a thrilling 3-2 victory for Gabon in Group F, while Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire are currently playing out a goalless draw in the last Group F match on Sunday. Still talking football, the Nigeria Premier Football League served up thrilling action in March the 19th, with key results shaping the title race and survival battle. In Kano, Kano Pillars continued their resurgence, crossing to a convincing 3-0 victory over Nasarawa United. The result extends the Sei Musa Gida's fine run to 4 matches unbeaten, signaling a strong turnaround in form. In just, Abia Warriors boosted their title hopes urging Plateau United 1-0 to remain firmly in the championship conversation. League leaders Rivers United tightened their grip at the top, grinding out 1-0 win over Enugu Rangers to consolidate their position on the standings. However, in Enugu, it was a different story as Rangers bounced back in emphatic fashion, recording a 3-0 victory over Shooting Stars of Ibadan. In Warri, points were shared as Warri Wolves and Wiki Tourists played out an entertaining 2-2 draw. Elsewhere, Economy Warriors claimed a vital 1-0 away over Bayelsa United, while Katsina United also secured a narrow 1-0 win over Kun Khalifat. That is what it's back to you, Claire. Compliment of the season.
Yes, just a quick one before you run away. I'm just wondering, Nigeria's meeting Uganda in the round of 16. Might Uganda be an underdog?
Of course, you know, there's no minnows in football, but then I trust the Super Eagles to keep up their good work. And of course, they are the giant of Africa, so let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best. I think that does it. Thank you, Francesca. All right, now let's move on now. And the royal family of Eze Nwosu of Amibo, Nwangele, local government area of Imo State, mourns the passing of their beloved son, husband, father, grandfather, and brother, Prince Daniel Ihanichukwu Nwosu, who departed on Sunday, June the 8th, 2025, at the age of 83. Burial arrangements include a service of thanks at the royal family residence on Monday, December 29 at 6 o'clock in the evening. Tuesday, December 30, the body will leave the mortuary at 8 o'clock in the morning for a brief stop at his maternal home, Umuduroha, Amibu. The body will lie in state at the family compound at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then interment and reception will take place at his residence. He is survived by his wife, Lady Patience Nwosu, 5 children, 11 grandchildren, 3 siblings, including Eze Nelson Nwosu, and a large extended family. All right, let's go to the weather center now for tomorrow's forecast across the nation.
We're heading into Monday with a noticeable surge in moisture in the atmosphere, which means you will see a few clouds popping up if you are within the central cities. And yes, it's going to feel hot across the country. As you step out early in the day, watch out for isolated thunderstorms across parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Southern Edo, and Lagos State, while later on, those storms are expected to spread, especially across the coastal areas and moving up inland to affect places like Imo, parts of Oyo, Ondo, and Anambra State. And with the heat index on the rise and temperatures to reach as high as 40 degrees Celsius over Yola, Nguru, and Yelwa in Kebbi State, remember to keep that water bottle close, take breaks from the sun, and limit strenuous outdoor activities. I am Akami Samarda, and I'll see you again.
Thank you, Akami Samata, for the weather forecast. And that concludes the news segment of Newsline.